Hello students, how are you? I hope all of you will be fine. Many students have raised the questions and they have requested to discuss first poem of class 10. So I have decided to discuss and explain the first poem, that is the Frog and the Nightingale. But before discussing and explaining, I would like to say you something. As a senior English teacher with 32 years of teaching experience, I want to assure you that I am always with you to guide and support you throughout your learning. And this is a learning journey, my dear. Whenever you face any difficulty in grammar, literature, writing skills, vocabulary, reading comprehension, or any other area of English, feel free to ask your questions and clear your doubts. I will also share useful tips and strategies to help you perform well in your board examinations as well as subsidiary examinations. Remember, success comes through regular practice, patience, and proper guidance. So, stay confident, keep learning, and do not hesitate to seek help whenever needed. Please let me know the topics, chapters, grammar concepts, or writing tasks in which you need assistance. Together we will make English an enjoyable and rewarding subject, and I hope so. With best wishes. Now, please open your first poem, class 10 students, The Frog and the Nightingale, and I am going to start it. This very poem is composed by Indian poet Bikram Seth, and I would like to focus on the central idea and the objective of the poem. Whenever the subject teachers teach you in the class, that is, teachers apply different methods of teaching, but apart from them, I would like to discuss first of all the central idea and the objective of the poem. Dear all, The Frog and the Nightingale is a satirical poem. And satirical, it is a verse, that is the poetic device that highlights how talented but innocent people can be exploited by selfish and manipulative individuals. This is remarkable thing, my dear. The nightingale here symbolizes a gifted yet insecure artist, while the frog represents a cunning critic who uses his influence to control and exploit her. The poem teaches us the importance of self-confidence, independent thinking, and resisting exploitation. I do hope that all of you will be satisfied with the central idea and the objective of the poem. Now, what is the poet's message? Believe in your own abilities. Do not depend entirely on others' opinions. Beware of people who misuse their authority and influence. Lack of self-confidence can lead to failure and tragedy. Now I would like to discuss some of the difficult words and phrases and the meanings also. Here, Bengal bog. It's a marshy or swampy area. Croaked made a deep, harsh, frog-like sound. Sumac tree. The poet has used sumac tree here. So it's a type of tree. Melodious one, that is sweet sounding. Admiring bog. Marshland filled with appreciative listeners. Baritone, a deep male singing voice. Brisk, rudely abrupt. Flattery, excessive praise. Perfectionist, that is a person who wants everything perfect. Solo, a performance by one singer. In co, a demand for an additional performance. Repertoire, collection of songs, audience, spectators or listeners. Trembling, shaking due to fear or nervousness. Exhausted, that is extremely tired. Heartless, without sympathy. Manipulative, controlling others for selfish purpose. Crashed, fell violently. Corpse, dead body. Now, I would like to discuss some important phrases. Far too nervous, far too tense. And this phrase means here extremely anxious and stressed. That's not much to boast about. It means nothing to be proud of. Without proper training, without formal guidance or instruction, you must improve your voice. This phrase means here the frog's way of controlling the nightingale. Dumbstruck with surprise, so surprised that one can't speak. In the pale moonlight, in the faint light of the moon. Now, I am going to explain stanza wise. That is, in Bengal bog, a frog sat on a log and croaked loudly every night. The other creatures disliked his unpleasant voice, but had no choice except to tolerate it. So, dear students, in the very first stanza, the poet Vikram Seth discusses a frog used to sing unpleasantly every night. All the animals were annoyed but helpless because they had become accustomed to his noise. Here, accustomed to, that is habituated. In next stanzas 4 to 6, one night a nightingale arrived and sang beautifully from a sumac tree. Her sweet voice enchanted all the animals. Now, the nightingale's melodious song filled the bog with joy. The creatures were delighted and gathered to listen to her. It is the surprising thing for the frog. Next, the animals praised the nightingale and returned every night. The frog became zealous because he was no longer the center of attraction. So, in this lines, in this stanza, the poet speaks, the nightingale became very popular and the frog felt threatened by her success and admiration. That is, threatened by her success and admiration. Admiration is the praise, appreciation. Next stanza. The frog approached the nightingale and introduced himself as a famous music critic. The innocent bird was impressed and sought his advice. Pretending to be an expert. The poet here explains, pretending to be an expert, the frog convinced the nightingale that she needed his guidance to become a better singer. And it shows the frog's cunningness. Next stanza. The frog criticized her singing and began training her. He forced her to sing for long hours and organize paid performances. Now, what the poet speaks, the frog took control of the nightingale's career, and her career is fully dependent on the frog's cunningness, and started earning money from her popularity. Next, the nightingale obeyed the frog completely. She practiced excessively and lost her natural sweetness and confidence. Here, these lines mean, actually she trusted the frog blindly, and her voice became, it was the result of her trust that her voice became strained and she grew increasingly nervous. And this was the trick played by the frog. Next stanza. The audience began losing interest because the nightingale's singing was no longer pleasant. The frog continued criticizing and pressuring. Here the lines mean, the nightingale became fully exhausted. She was fully tired and unhappy. It's due to continuous pressure, and she was forced to sing and practice. But the frog showed no sympathy. One night, while trying desperately to satisfy the frog, the nightingale overstrained herself, her vein burst, and she fell dead. Now, this very meek and submissive creature, that is nightingale, she was unable to bear the pressure, and due to exertion, due to tiredness, due to continuous singing, that the nightingale died while performing. And now the final stanzas, the frog blamed the nightingale for her death and resumed his croaking as before. And this was the trick. This was his cunningness. Here the poet means to say that the selfish frog felt no guilt. He continued his old life, showing his cruelty and lack of conscience. So, dear students, that is, the poet has already focused on the submissive nature of the nightingale and the cunningness, the craftiness, and that is the jealousy. These qualities were reflected to the frog. Here, there are two characters. One is the nightingale, and no doubt the nightingale is talented and sweet voiced, humble and innocent, sensitive and hardworking, lacks self confidence. And if a person, if you are lacking, that is the self confidence, anyone can cheat you, anyone can deceive you, and that the same thing happened with the nightingale, easily influenced. On the other hand, the frog's qualities, jealous and arrogant, manipulative and selfish, exploitative, cunning and cruel, pretends to be an expert. So, finally, I would like to conclude the poem that this very poem, The Frog and the Nightingale, is a powerful satire on exploitation and blind dependence on authority. And this very poem gives the lesson for you, for me, for everyone, that one should not trust blindly to it. Through the tragic fate of the nightingale, Bikram Seth teaches us that talent must be accompanied by self-confidence and independent judgment. I hope that all of you will be satisfied and you have understood what I discussed. In spite of that, if you have any type of queries related to, that is, explanation, or any type of problems or difficulties related to this poem, you can raise. And if my channel, if I am able to satisfy you all, naturally that I expect you would like, share and subscribe to it. Thank you all. And